understanding and with complete confidence. So yeah, let's get started. So what results will each module give you? And this course is really about getting you results that my clients have been asking me for many, and the clients I've been working with have been getting, and the main results that parents are asking for. So I'm just gonna get straight in. So it's gonna be a 7-week course itself, and we're gonna cover the following modules. So the module 1 is about the parenting switch, and this is really the key to stop being reactive. So one of the top goals that I get asked about is like, how do I stop reacting, and how do I stay control and calm in whatever situations I face? So the parenting switch, also known as the psychological switch, is the key to becoming non-reactive. Module 2 is going to be about how do we discipline, but not with all the guilt and all the other negativity attached. How to get your kids to listen. So one of the top challenging behaviors that we face as parents is that kids are not listening, or listening only after we repeat ourselves many times. So yeah, how do we get them to listen? Then to put an end to all those challenging behaviors that come up on a daily basis. Module 5 is a bit curious, about parents are from Pluto and kids are from Krypton. Dealing with everyday feelings and emotions. So really about being able to have that control and have that peace when whatever feelings and emotions you're going through, and overcoming childhood triggers. So that's another big outcome and another big results a lot of parents want and get, is about overcoming our own childhood triggers and not bringing our own upbringing into our parenting now, and living with joy and ease. And much, much more, which I will get into very shortly. Just a brief introduction about me. Like I am a full-time mom. I have 3 kids. I parenting coach and I home educate my kids. And 4 years ago, I came across this psychological paradigm, which is what enabled me to finally parent the way I always wanted to parent. So I always wanted to be a peaceful, non-reactive, connected, loving parent. And this psychological paradigm, this switch I went through, is really what gave me that ability. And because it changed my life so much, I went on a mission to get trained myself with the best in the industry who teach this paradigm, to pass it on really and make parenting joyful and effortless for you. So I created the Effortless parenting course. This is my second launch. I write articles, been interviewed on different platforms. But yeah, that's just why we're here today. So I'm gonna go briefly through the outlines of the module. And there's much, much more to each module, but there's not enough time to cover it today, but I will give you a link at the end to a website where you can read about it more. But yeah, module 1 is really about becoming present through going through this parenting switch. And really the parenting switch, the way it works is like that our behavior, our big problems, our things start disappearing through realizations. And this might sound a bit strange to you right now, but this is really how it works. And the biggest outcome you get from going through the parenting switch is how to not react and get angry when kids are rude, talk back, or display any other unwanted behavior. And that's really what we want as parents, is like to have those results in terms of being able to respond with presence at any given time. And going through the switch also of the parent psychology in terms of change your parenting and not to change your child. So often, we get stuck in this cycle that, okay, if my kids get change, then I will, become a better parent. But it's actually both of you changing together. That's how it works. Module 2 is about guilt. So we all are aware can be a lot of guilt around parenting. Am I doing the right thing? How are they going to turn up? Or I lost it yesterday, and all these sort of things. And in terms of putting boundaries in place and sticking to them. So this is really about how to improve your child's behavior without using guilt, shame, and punishment or anything else that puts a long-term connection into jeopardy, really, because the more we do these sort of techniques, the less connection happens. And yeah, dispelling delusion and dropping guilt, full stop. And ultimately acting with self-control and making interactions effortless, not all guilt, like, going through that guilt and then having to deal with that and then having to deal with the kids and all that. So it's really about being able to get things done without going through all those guilty feelings. Module 3, how to get your kids to listen. So, and this, how to get them to listen without yelling, manipulating, repeating yourself. And it's really about that we train our children how to treat us. So the less we repeat ourselves, the more they will get used to that. So this will really have a deep dive into how do we do that. And also the more confident we become in our parenting and the more confident we are in asking our kids to do something, the more likely they're going to listen. And also, it's also about environment. So setting up your environment in a way that it's ultimately, there is no other way but for everybody to listen to each other. Module 4, put an end to challenging behavior. So yeah, this is gonna go through every behavior that comes up, and haven't listed them here, but it's basically to take out the guesswork on how to react, how to respond to any of this behavior. So tantrums, backtalk, disrespectful behavior, power struggles, moody teens, rebellious behavior, and anything else, any other challenging behaviors that you can think of. We will be going through and having a deep dive into how to deal with them and taking out all the guesswork in terms of what to do and what not to do. Module 5, parents are from Pluto and kids are from Krypton. So this is all about communication and how do we communicate in the most effective way, and how to find out what they actually think and feel about life. So in terms of this will be ongoing from the paradigm that the implication of how we live in separate realities and how communication is the only way to bring us together. Your child is an actual superhero and how to empower them to find their inner strengths. So we'll have a deep dive into that. And then really about the key is the separate realities implication, which upgrades your relationship for peace and connection. Module 6, dealing with everyday feelings and emotions. So what to do when your child is being bullied, like let's say at school or in a sports environment or anything like that. How do we deal with disappointment? Like children get disappointed frequently. They couldn't go to a friend's house, they couldn't do this, they're disappointed with their teachers, anything like that. How do we deal with all these emotions? Dealing with resentment and what to say when they're angry. They dislike their teacher and it's affecting their learning. So how do we deal with those emotions? How to handle if they blame you for not being a good parent. So it all comes up in different ways, but basically these are just some examples, but we'll be having a deep dive and looking at all these feelings and emotions that come up on a daily basis, often with our kids, and how do we once and for all deal with them. Module 7 and the final module in the Effortless Parenting course itself is overcoming childhood triggers. And I put this in here because it comes up in every conversation I have with parents, that, you know, I feel like I am triggered by my own childhood or like my own experiences, and a lot of parents don't want to parent like they were parented themselves. So it's really about overcoming those childhood triggers and never have to worry about them again, because there is a way to get there, and I'll show you exactly how. So you can really parent in the present moment for who you are right now, and not let childhood triggers or other triggers affect your parenting. Letting go of all those past triggers that have been sabotaging you now, and dropping fears. So there's a lot of fears that we bring into our current relationship with our child, and dropping them takes a lot off our shoulders. And it's really a permanent upgrade to have to go through all the modules and become a peaceful parent, and see what effortless parenting really feels like. Great. So why did I create this course? Because clients have been asking to have an all-in-one, fully supported solution to parenting challenges that we face every day. So I've taken like main things that have repeatedly come up and provided a tailor-made solution for it. So we can go in each module, it gives you certain results, and you take those results into your life. And what would it be worth for you to finally enjoy peaceful, loving relationships with your child, instead of it feeling such hard work, which I hear a lot. And also, how much time, energy, and effort would you save each day if you didn't have those pointless draining arguments with your child or your family? And the other thing that a lot of clients have shared, that when they also don't have those arguments and those discussions in their head anymore, they suddenly have all this free mental space, and they are starting to create and starting to live their life to full again. So this is really where we want to get to. And would it be valuable to have simple, insightful training that will put the passion back in your parenting and the harmony back in your home? It's really priceless. I've invested 20K by now in myself, in coaching and training, and will continue to invest in myself, in my parenting, in my children, so I could go through my own healing. And that's why I'm here today, sharing what I can share to pass it on to you. And this Effortless Parenting course 2022 contains literally everything I've learned so far, and I've tried to put it in the best way together to share it in the most easy format with you. But yeah, I'd love to invite one of my clients who's here, who very kindly offered to share some her thoughts on how the Effortless Parenting course when she joined a while back, and how it benefited and what results she got from that. So I'll hand it over to
thank you, Sophia. Yeah, for me personally, working with Sister Sophia has been a life changer. I used to remember when I every time I spoke to Sister Sophia, it was all about I'm stressed. That was my favorite phrase, and it was a favorite phrase that I'd used for many years throughout my life. And I've not said that for a long time, since I started working with Sister Sophia. I think she's her depth of knowledge around the paradigm shift and all the implications that come as a consequence of kind of having knowledge of the paradigm shift, which you'll cover in detail as part of the course we've been through. And so for me, it definitely has been a shift, kind of mentally and emotionally, which is kind of reflected in my day-to-day life. I found it very freeing, mentally freeing, because a lot of our emotion is sometimes dictated kind of by others around us, whether that's your children, whether that's your husband, whether that's your parents, whether it's friends, other people in the community, and just learning about the paradigm shift and sort of seeing the implications and how that actually applies in practice has made the difference between actually having a free mind to get on with my life, and a mind that is full of what other people have said and actually being cluttered, and stressed. So it's been amazing for me. I mean, the results I've had is now I have really, really good relationships in all areas of my life, with my with my husband, with my parents, with my children. And it's all the time. It's not just some of the time. And it's not like most of the time that it's difficult. It's most of the time it's very, very peaceful. And just when the odd thing comes up, I can be present in the moment and actually deal with it, not in a reactive way, but respond to any difficulty in a calm way, which is, fantastic for myself, and absolutely amazing kind of for the people around me as well. I'm sure they'll tell you if I ask them. So, and it's all the teaching is basically, it really, really helps you to work from a very peaceful inner place, and rather than kind of a place of difficulty. And really, yeah, it's being calm all the time. I think that's, for me, is the biggest result, which it's completely the opposite of what it used to be. The inner kind of voice of kind of difficulties kind of really disappeared. And the other thing I really kind of, which Sister Sophia, which probably is kind of, which I found was amazing. It took me, because I wanted to have coaching, it took me a little while to actually find Sister Sophia, because I think the coach that you go with is, you have to have a really good rapport, but it's just not just around the parenting. I think that's the key, the paradigm shift, which kind of applies to parenting, but it applies to so many areas of our life. Is what I found. And Sister Sophia has a very wide knowledge of kind of, and wisdom for someone so young, which I found absolutely amazing throughout our conversations and the coaching journey I certainly have been on. It, like I said, it took me a little while to find her, but she's an absolute gem of a coach. She's done kind of her learning, but she has a very wide ranging kind of learning, and she can relate things from the paradigm shift to the everyday, to our deen and dunya in so many different ways, which I find absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's kind of that's only a little bit of what I've benefited from, just in a summary, but it's yeah, amazing. For me, it's been a complete life changer working with Sister Sophia and learning about the paradigm shift. And so I would really, really encourage people to kind of to work. Like I said, it took me a little while to find her, but it was absolutely amazing when I did.
Thank
Okay,
you so
then
much.
I could. Okay, I'll stop there. I could carry on for a long time.
Thank you so much for sharing, and yeah, coming on. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, so that just like for you to hear yourself. Obviously, you have lots of different testimonies, and there's more you can read about on my website too. But the all-in-one solution that I've put together, and it's really put together in a way to support you on your journey from beginning to end. So it's not just like a 7-week course and then you're on your own. So because from my experience, and it really, having the full-on support for an extended period is what makes the huge difference, as you also heard just from my client there. So yeah, the all-in-one solution on offer today is lifetime access to 7-module effortless parenting course, plus these additional bonuses. And the bonuses are really there to support you through, like, to take you from A to B, to take you from that journey of having those parenting goals, to achieve all your parenting goals and overcome all those challenges. So included is also group coaching for 10 months, or £2,400, because the ongoing support is really what takes us to that next level. And then there's also 3 times 30 minutes one-to-one sessions for additional extra support that you can book anytime throughout the year. And there is a whole year of e-coaching. So send me any email at any time. So and I will reply with a personal video answer. So this is really great for people who are in different time zones, because I've talked to people in New Zealand, in the US, in Malaysia, and sometimes the different time zones can be a bit of a challenge, but this really overcomes that challenge, because just send me an email, and as soon as I'm online again, I will respond with a personalized video answer. And you can send as many videos, as many emails as you like. And also included is 6 additional bonus masterclasses that are only going to be on offer for people who are in the Effortless Parenting course. And they are how to be consistent in parenting, being a confident parent, getting a handle on screen time, end of sibling rivalry and co-parenting challenges, empowering parenting language, like know what to say and what not to say, and how to say it. And lastly, but not least, instilling excellent manners and skills in children. So these are all solutions and answers to questions that parents have been asking me, and all come up in most conversations that I've been having over the last couple of years. So this is what the 7 modules Effortless Parenting course, and all these bonuses are really there to support you throughout that journey. So just to let you know again what's on offer, what am I getting: the 7-week Effortless Parenting course, and it's taught live. So but all the sessions are recorded, and you get to keep access live for it as well. The group coaching is also recorded, so you also get to keep that for life. So all these bonuses included, they come to a total of £4,500 of free bonuses to support you through. And to get the Effortless Parenting course and all the bonuses, you can make a one-off payment of £999, or you can make it as 4 installments of £250. Now, the deadline to join me on this Effortless Parenting course journey is Friday, 2nd of September. And the website to go and get more details as well, and to join the course is coachafia.com/effortless 2022. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat in a minute as well, so don't worry about that. And yeah, just in terms of start dates, so you can have an idea, it'll start on 7th September, which is Wednesday. The course itself will run 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. UK time. But don't worry if that time you can't make it, the sessions are recorded, and I do have another group coaching that runs at 8 p.m. UK time. So for those people who are busy throughout the day with work or other commitments, they can join the group coaching sessions on Wednesday evening, so you can get all your questions answered there. So in the obviously during the daytime session, there'll also be time for Q&A towards the end after the teaching module is finished. So that's an outline of what I wanted to share today.